An African proverb says, "Let the young man in his desperation go out and hunt. If he kills the elephant, his poverty ends. If the elephant kills him, his poverty ends." This African proverb explains why desperate people take terrifying risks, why poor men gamble everything, and why some of the most successful people in history were once one bad day away from disaster. Because sometimes the thing most likely to save your life is also the thing most likely to destroy it. Now, this is not a motivational quote. This is a threat. Because hidden inside this proverb is one of the darkest truths about ambition ever spoken. Sometimes life becomes so difficult that the dangerous option starts looking reasonable. That's the elephant. And every generation has its own version of it. For some people, the elephant is business. For others, it's immigration. For somebody else, it's gambling everything on a dream their family thinks is stupid. And honestly, human beings become very brave once being broke starts feeling disrespectful, because desperation changes people. A comfortable man sees danger and says, "That's risky." A desperate man sees the same danger and says, "That might be my only chance." That's a completely different psychology. And history is full of this. Take the California gold rush in 1848. One day, somebody discovered gold in California, and within months, humanity lost its collective mind. Men abandoned jobs, farmers left farms, sailors deserted ships. Even shop owners closed businesses just to run into the wilderness chasing rumors. Imagine ordering food today, and your delivery driver suddenly disappears because somebody texted him, "Bro, there's money in the mountains." That was basically America. Thousands of people crossed deserts chasing gold. Some became rich beyond imagination. Others died from disease, starvation, violence, or complete financial ruin. But people kept coming. Why? Because poverty creates gamblers. When your current life already feels unbearable, risk stops looking terrifying. It starts looking necessary. And honestly, you can still see this exact psychology today. Why do immigrants cross oceans on dangerous boats? Why do people quit stable jobs to start businesses with money they absolutely should not be touching? Why do creators upload videos for 3 years while receiving 12 views and emotional damage? Because eventually, the fear of staying the same becomes bigger than the fear of failure. That's when people start hunting elephants. And society loves the people who successfully kill theirs. The billionaire entrepreneur becomes visionary. The athlete becomes disciplined. The artist becomes inspirational. But the people crushed by the elephant? Society quietly pretends they never existed. That's the uncomfortable part nobody likes talking about. Because modern motivation culture is basically take massive risks, spoken by people who already succeeded, which is like surviving a plane crash and then becoming a motivational speaker for turbulence. Human beings love success stories. We print books about them, make documentaries about them, post inspirational quotes over dramatic piano music. But history is full of graveyards filled with people who also believed in themselves. And this proverb refuses to lie about that. That's why it's brilliant. It openly admits the elephant might kill him. No fake positivity. No, just manifest success. No billionaire podcast guy saying wake up at 4 a.m. and drink mushroom water. Just brutal honesty. Because life is dangerous, especially when you're poor, especially when you feel trapped. And maybe the darkest part of this proverb is realizing some people are not choosing between safe and dangerous. They're choosing between slow suffering and dangerous possibility. That changes everything. Suddenly, the risk makes sense. A drowning man does not calmly analyze the lifeboat. He jumps, even if he cannot swim properly. And honestly, that's why some of the greatest changes in human history came from desperate people, revolutions, migration, businesses, empires. Entire civilizations have been built by people who got tired of remaining powerless. Desperation is uncomfortable, but it is also fuel, dangerous fuel, because desperation can create greatness or destruction, sometimes both at the same time. And wisdom is knowing which elephant is worth hunting, because not every opportunity deserves your life. Some people chase wealth and lose their families. Some chase fame and lose their sanity. Some chase status and become completely miserable. There are people with private jets who genuinely look spiritually exhausted. Imagine being rich enough to buy an island and still needing therapy because your childhood was emotionally sponsored by chaos. Human beings are complicated, but underneath the humor, this proverb survives because it reveals something painfully real about ambition. People become willing to risk everything once staying the same starts hurting more. And maybe that's the deepest truth hidden inside this quote. Most people do not hunt elephants because they are fearless. They hunt them because poverty, humiliation, or hopelessness eventually makes fear feel irrelevant. Because at some point, even death starts looking less frightening than never escaping. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe to Behind the Quote for more forgotten wisdom, dangerous truths, and powerful stories hidden inside ancient quotes. And remember, sometimes courage is not born from confidence. Sometimes it's born from desperation, finally refusing to stay powerless. I'll see you in the next one.